Modeling is essential, rendering is necessary. But it's post-production that truly completes the work. Without it, the result is only half finished. Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this tutorial, I'm creating a full night render and then moving into the post-production stage. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. I added a curtain to the scene. This light is used to brighten the chandelier, and I set it to a two-sided mode so the light works even though the source itself isn't visible. This is the main light, and its settings are basically the same as the chandelier light. For these lights, I applied IES profiles to give them patterned fall-off. And this area is the ceiling cove lighting. Next, I darkened the HDRI to match a nighttime mood. And I disabled the sun. For the chandelier material, which is a Corona light material, I re-enabled the emitter. This is the HDRI I used. I darkened the sky in Photoshop and lowered its brightness using color correction to give it a nighttime look. All the other materials are the same as before. Those were the main changes I made for the night render. In the Render Elements section, I'm adding two light select passes. One for the two main lights in the scene. These three elements were a mistake, so I'm deleting them. The next light select will be for the IES lights on the wall. I switch the mode to Light to avoid selecting the wrong element. Everything looks fine. I only changed the contrast from 2 to 2.5, and denoising is enabled. I set the resolution properly and start the render. The render looks good so far. I'll stop the recording and continue once the render finishes. Alright, the render looks nice, but post-production will make it even better. Let's quickly check the render elements. This is the light select for the main lights. And this one is for the IES lights. Great, I'll bring everything into Photoshop. Stay with me. As always, I duplicate the main render for comparison. Move the duplicate to the bottom. Turn everything off. And start from the bottom layer upward. I set the CTEX map layer to multiply. Lower the opacity to 70%. And add a mask. I'll explain why in a moment. The next CTEX map also goes to multiply with opacity at 40%. And I mask this one too. I set the first light select to screen and reduce the opacity. The next light select also goes to screen. But with very low opacity for now. Later I'll use it for fine-tuning the brightness. I set the Z depth layer to soft light. Actually, my mistake. I clicked the wrong layer. I'll turn it off for now in case I need it later. The refract layer goes on screen with lower opacity. And the reflect layer is set the same way. The direct layer goes to soft light. And I reduce its opacity a little. Back to the light select. I increase its opacity a bit. Now for the masks on the CTEX map layers. I want to brighten the cove lighting. So using a black brush on the mask, I paint over that area. It was still too dark. Removing the selection works better. Perfect. Let me do a quick comparison. Now I add a global levels adjustment to control the overall brightness. A brightness contrast adjustment too. That improved it slightly. But the direct layer has some problems. Because it's on soft light, the walls and ceiling look good, but the furniture, cushions, and table lose detail. So I need to mask out those areas. I select the sofa, rug, and part of the plants. Invert the selection. Go back to the direct layer, and add a mask. Much better. I also increase the opacity slightly. Next, I create a new layer to add halation and glow using special light brushes. Let me find a good brush. I pick a color directly from the scene and paint over all the downlights. Then I use another brush to add a glow effect. Great, let's compare again. I lower the opacity of the highlight layers a bit. The difference is very clear. I'll adjust levels and contrast one more time. Now I want to add a human character to the scene. Here's the character. I'll place him on the sofa. Looks good. I select the sofa using the Light Select pass. Hide the character. Add the other parts of the sofa to the selection. Remove extra parts. Invert the selection. And apply a mask to the character. Now I create a new layer for shadows. The light source is coming from the right, so the upper parts of the character shouldn't cast heavy shadows, but since he's wearing black, darkening some areas works well. Using a black brush, I paint shadows where needed. Under the legs, under the shoes, and then lower the opacity. I add a mask to this shadow layer and clean up the extra parts. I make one more layer because the foot area needs stronger darkening, and I lower the opacity. Another layer for slight highlights on the head. I sample a color from the scene and paint lightly behind the head. Then lower the opacity. I darken the front of the face a bit, but it didn't look good, so I removed it. Now I adjust the light on the clothes, especially the pants. Much better. With the levels adjustment, I fine-tune the brightness and color. Time for the final comparison. The difference is very noticeable. There are so many creative things you can do during post-production. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this style of content, please leave a comment, your feedback really helps. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really supports me and the channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye.